Alright, what's up guys? Exotic class items are finally out, so I thought I'd make a video about like the best combinations since there are like so many. There are like 64 combinations per character. So some people might not know what to look out for, like what's gonna be useful. So I'm just gonna give you a quick rundown of like the best combinations that I can see, or like things that would be really good on specific builds. Keep in mind, the perks are only active if you're using prismatic. So if you swap subclasses, so like you're on solar for example, you won't be benefiting from the class item. Okay, so the first one, it would be Hunter. A really broken one I can think of is Synthoceps and Caliban. So Spirit of Caliban makes your powered melee final blows trigger in ignition, and you basically always have a powered melee with this build because you just dodge and you get your powered melee back, and then you kill something with your powered melee and you get your dodge back. So it's an infinite loop. And if you're using Stylish Executioner and you're like, you know, proccing any sort of like debuff, you're gonna become invisible as well. And with Synthoceps, you're buffing your melee damage when you're surrounded. So you're basically guaranteed that those melees, specifically combination blow, that already does so much damage at ×3 that it's gonna kill. And that's automatically gonna proc Spirit of Caliban, which is gonna trigger ignition, which is just so much damage. I think Synthoceps in general are like broken on every class. Like every class can do some melee build and every class can have Synthoceps. Another crazy combo could be Spirit of Assassin and Spirit of Synthoceps again. This time your powered melee final blows are giving you invisibility and you're doing a lot of damage with those melees. But the difference is you're becoming invisible with Assassin, so you could just take off Stylish Executioner and like use anything else you want. That's like a free aspect slot. Once again, combination blow is probably the best choice here. You can do some other stuff maybe. I've seen some people use the strand melee, so this depends on what your build is. All right, so something I really want to get in my Hunter is Spirit of the Dragon with Spirit of the Star Eater. All right, so with this, your class ability is reloading all your weapons, and you know, Star Eater, you're getting a lot of damage from your super by picking up orbs. Okay, I think this is really strong because generally speaking, you're using like Gambler's Dodge to get your melee back in Hunter if you're just doing general play or something. Even in the boss fight before the actual, you know, DPS raise, you're still using your melees for your build. But with this, you can basically get both dodges at once because you have your Gambler's Dodge on your subclass and you have Marksman Dodge. With this, you get the power of Star Eaters. So this is going to be a really crazy build, I think. Other than that, another super good combo would be Foe Tracer and Star Eater, because they're both really good for DPS, but you can never use both of them at once, until now at least. So you're getting free super damage and you're getting free weapon damage, which is just, you know, a lot of damage. There are like a couple more I can think of that like are build dependent. So if you're like using a specific build, you can just, you know, work around like whatever you want. For example, I'm using Dustfield Grenade and I'm also using Combination Blow. So for general play, Spirit of Renewal and Spirit of the Liar would like just buff my build by like a shit ton. So that's something I'm also gonna try to get. All right, let's do Warlock now. I think there's a very obvious best in slot here that like it's gonna be just broken, and that's gonna be Apotheosis and Star Eater. Warlocks in general have always had like okay supers, but like our supers were never the best because Hunters had Star Eaters, Titans had like Curious. You know, we never had like a broken damage buffing exotic for our supers. The best we had, I guess, was like Swarmers for a Strand super, but that wasn't really a lot. This, however, makes us super competitive in damage. Star Eaters, you're just collecting your orbs, so once you're at max stacks, your super is doing 70% more damage. The three best I can think of are the Strand Super, Nova Bomb, and the new Song of Flame. Those all do decent damage already, but this is gonna take them to like a different level. Then after your super ends, Apotheosis kicks in. Euphony's exotic perk gets buffed by threading damage. So if you use your Strand Super in Warlock, then you just have threading grenades. You can just basically throw a shit ton and buff that damage up so much. With this, you can do the exact same thing, but your super is also getting buffed from Star Eaters. You're getting the Apotheosis procs, so you're getting a lot more melees and you're getting a lot of grenades. This is the main thing I want on my Warlock. This is the main thing I want in general, but especially on my Warlock. Okay, so a lot of Warlock builds are like using Devour on their aspect because it just provides so much benefit. But with Filaments, you can just completely remove that aspect and have Devour by using an Empowering Rift. So that in the first slot could go with a lot of stuff. Vespers, probably useful. Starfire could be really good. You're already using an Empowering Rift for Devour, so Starfire would be benefiting from the empowered weapon damage. Harmony could also be super good to use with Apotheosis. Synthoceps and Necrotic could also be a really good one. Okay, now for Titans. If you want like damage and like survivability, I think Synthoceps and Assassin are like a good combo. Synthos are like a staple in like most Titan builds anyways, and now you're getting invisibility on those powered melee kills. Depending on how much energy you get back with this version of Inmost, Synthos Inmost could also be a really good combination, because you'd be getting damage from Synthos as usual.
So in theory, you could use your melee, buff your grenade and class ability, use your class ability, buff your grenade and melee, use your grenade,
Buff your melee and class ability, and just like keep cycling that. Star Eater Eternal Warrior is basically the same as Star Eater Foe Tracer, so that's also a good option. If you want to do like some meme barricade build, you could do Spirit of the Abaean and Spirit of the Horn. That could be fun. I'm not sure how good it would be, but it would be fun. And as always, there are like obviously some more combinations you could do depending on like what exactly your build is, but those are just general ideas that would be really good for like most play. Depending on what roles I get, I'll make build videos for those, so you can stick around and see. Alright, thanks for watching. If you like this type of video, subscribe and leave a like below.